Okay, so we were doing the chapter number 6 of our class 8 history, that is colonialism and the city. Okay, so we were on the topic the making of New Delhi. All right, and in the last video, we have covered the whole topic of how many Delhis before New Delhi. Okay, all right, so let's begin today's topic without wasting time. But I want to tell you that if you get any kind of question or doubts in the end of this video, then please mention in the comment section so that I can answer as soon as possible. All right, okay, let's begin now. So, the first thing here it is telling about the making of New Delhi. So, we have learned about Shah Jahanabad in the last video, and now we are going to learn about the British Delhi, or you can say the Lutyens' Delhi, okay? Because the New Delhi was wholly designed by Edwin Lutyens. He was an architecture and designer, so he designed New Delhi and constructed an architecture New Delhi, and he was the head charge of that. So, his name was Edwin Lutyens, okay? All right. Now, in 1803, the British gained control of Delhi. So basically, in 1803, British annexed Delhi, all right, when they entered in India. So they finally annexed Delhi in 1803 by defeating Marathas. At that time, Marathas were ruling over Delhi, okay? And now, since the capital of British, but still they did not move their capital from Calcutta to Delhi, okay? They just annexed Delhi as their territory, but they didn't consider Delhi at that time as their capital. Okay, now as they annexed it, but still they allowed the royal emperor, royal Mughal emperor, to live in the Red Fort, the palace complex of Red Fort. Okay, so he was Bahadur Shah Zafar. They allowed Bahadur Shah Zafar that he can live in the palace complex in the Red Fort. Okay, because I have shown you in the last video that in Shah Jahanabad palace complex was there, Red Fort, which was the residence of Mughal emperors. Okay, now, the modern city as we know it today developed only after 1911 when Delhi became the capital of British India. Okay, so we were before Shah Jahanabad, and there were so many small 14 capital territories and others were together known as Delhi, or each of them were called as Delhi. Okay, but the modern city that we know, the modern Delhi that we know today, is made in 1911. That is made only after 1911. Okay, because at that time Britishers claimed Delhi as their capital of British India. All right, now in this image you can see the difference between Shah Jahanabad and Lutyens' Delhi. So this yellow area is the Lutyens' Delhi, and this Shah Jahanabad is Shah Jahan's Delhi, or the Delhi in which old times we consider it as the Delhi part of Delhi. Okay, so Shah Jahanabad was the capital of Shah Jahan's empire. Okay, and this was Lutyens' Delhi, in which we can find India Gate and Parliament and all these things which are constructed by Edwin Lutyens. These all the buildings, all the monuments are in this Lutyens' Delhi. Okay, and also here you can see they are not the same. Lutyens' Delhi is just a little downwards towards from Shah Jahanabad. Okay, so it is a little down to the Shah Jahanabad. It is not same. All right. Okay. Now, after 1857, we are not after, actually before 1857, before the revolt of 1857, in Delhi, the developments were somewhat different from those in other colonial cities. Means in India, like Britishers considered some three cities of India as their presidencies, for example, Calcutta, Bombay, and Madras. So the development in these cities, in these colonial cities, and the development in Delhi was really very different and differs a lot. Okay, if we talk about Calcutta or Madras or Bombay, so Britishers were sharply separated from Indians. They themselves sharply separated from Indians. What they did, they let Indians live in the black areas, and they considered the well-laid areas as the British areas, or you can say the white areas, because they consider themselves white people and Indians as black people. Okay, it is totally on physical features of a place. So Indians are little, if you even now see, if you can see that Britishers are quite whiter, or you can say they have a really lighter skin tone because of the place they live. Okay, and we live in India, so here each and every season has its own impression or effect on us. Okay, on our skin as well. All right. So they separated in these colonial cities, in these presidencies, I'm talking about the presidencies, they separated black areas in which Indians lived and white areas in which Britishers lived. And what developments in Delhi happened, what they did in Delhi, they in the first half 19th century, we are talking about, what is first half 19th century? first half 19th century is 1800 to 1850. Okay, this time is known as first half 19th century. And in this time period, Britishers were living in the walled city. Now, what is the walled city? Walled city is referring to the Shahjahanabad, okay, because Shahjahanabad has fortifications. So walled city or fortified cities same are same. Okay, so this is, they are talking about Shahjahanabad. So we have learned that in Shahjahanabad, the prosperous and well-known people were living really very splendid lives, but the poorer were not living that good life as compared to the prosperous people. So Britishers were living with those prosperous people and learning how to enjoy Indian poetries and become a part of Indian festivals and their rituals and the culture. And they were really enjoying the Urdu and Persian culture and poetry. So they were totally involving in these things and they were enjoying. So this was the time of you can say it as enjoyment of Britishers from 1800 to 1850 in Delhi. Okay. Now, in the next paragraph, it is talking about the establishment of the Delhi College in 1792. Okay, so we were talking about the Delhi College in 1792. So, in the Delhi College established in 1792, on your screen, the image of Delhi College at that time, and today's the Delhi College's image is this. And the college name has also changed, that is Zakir Hussain College. Okay, so it at that time it was known as Delhi's college because it was the only college in Delhi, but right now it is known as Zakir Hussain College, and there are a lot of other colleges, a number of numerous colleges are in Delhi. Okay, and second thing, that when this college established, what were the main subjects this college focused on? This college focused on humanities, science, and also they focused on mainly on a large scale Urdu language. Okay, so they teach Urdu language, humanities, and science. Okay, so these were the main subjects of this Delhi college. Now, here it is telling about many of the people at that time were referring the time period from okay from 1830 to 1857 as the Delhi's Renaissance. Okay, Delhi's Renaissance. Why Delhi's Renaissance time period, time of Renaissance? Because here you can also see the meaning that Renaissance means literally rebirth of art and learning. It is a term often used to describe a time when there is great creative activity. Okay, so at that time in Delhi, there were really great creative activities were happening related to the knowledge. Education was really getting popular in Delhi at that time. So that is why 1830 to 1857 time period is known as Delhi's Renaissance. And I've already told you the meaning of Renaissance. Okay, so this was it. Okay, and I want to tell you that in this paragraph, in this topic, I have only teach you till the fourth paragraph of this topic, Delhi's Renaissance, because this paragraph is really too longer. So I thought it can't be covered in one video. So that is why I covered only half of this topic, and half of this topic will be covered in the next video. So stay tuned for the next video. I'll surely put it on the channel so that you can see and understand the whole topic nicely. And because after Delhi's Renaissance, it is all this changed after 1857. We will be talking about after 1857 Delhi's developments and all. Okay, all right. So have a good day, and please, if you get any question, mention in the comment section. And stay tuned. Bye bye.